From the moment we're born, the world begins whispering in our ear. It tells us who we should be, what success means, and exactly how to measure our worth. And the measurement is always the same: money, marriage, children, retirement. A perfect little checklist, designed long before any of us ever had a choice. We grow up believing this story because it's the only story we ever hear. As a boy, you're told your value comes from being a provider. Make more money, work harder, outperform everyone. The more you earn, the more successful you are, the more you can give. And that sounds noble until you realize the trap hidden beneath it. Because once your identity is attached to money, you spend your entire life chasing it. Not living, chasing. That's the first layer of programming. Your time is no longer your own. Your value is no longer internal. Your worth is whatever the world pays you. Then comes the next chapter of the script. You must find a partner. You must commit forever. Build a home. Start a family. Become the backbone of society. A beautiful idea, but also a lifelong contract that's very hard to unwind. And society makes sure of that. Financial incentives, tax breaks, traditions, expectations, all tiny handcuffs disguised as gifts. Marriage becomes another obligation. Children become another obligation. And in many cases, the love is real, absolutely. But the programming is real too. The belief that you must do these things, even if your heart isn't asking for them, even if your life wasn't meant for that path. Then comes the cost of raising those children. 18 years at minimum. College, weddings, help getting them started. All of it pushes you right back into the system. You must earn more money. You must work longer. You must sacrifice more of yourself. And by the time you start asking, what do I want? You're 40, or 50, or 60, and you're told another lie. You can't survive on Social Security. You need at least $1 million to retire. No, you need far less than you think. But only if you avoid the chains society told you to willingly put on. If you don't marry, or you don't stay married. If you have children but not 4 or 5. If you teach those children early that adulthood means independence. If you keep your housing simple, if you stay healthy so your body doesn't bankrupt you, your cost of living becomes shockingly low. And that brings us to one of the most misunderstood areas of all, food. Everyone talks about how expensive groceries are. And they're right. If they're buying the modern American diet, processed meals, packaged snacks, restaurant takeout, beef every day, and everything the food industry convinces you is normal. But if you shop wisely, it's a completely different story. Simple whole foods, oats, rice, beans, eggs, frozen vegetables, canned fruits and juice, lean proteins. These are some of the cheapest foods on earth. And they give you everything your body needs. Proper protein, complex carbohydrates, healthy fats, fiber, vitamins, minerals, all of it. If you strip out the processed junk and the convenience foods, you can eat very healthy for about 1/3 of a penny per calorie. That's enough to hit 120 grams of protein a day, plenty for the average adult, along with all the carbohydrates, fats, and micronutrients your body requires. Eating healthy isn't expensive. Eating like the modern world tells you to eat is expensive, and most people don't know the difference. Meanwhile, utilities are manageable if you use them wisely. Transportation can be inexpensive. Clothing? You don't need to be flashy when you're older. Just look at every old person you meet. Simplicity is not only possible, it's natural. If you own your home, or can downsize into one, and if you keep your health intact, you absolutely can live on Social Security. Maybe with a part-time job for a few $100 extra a month. Just enough to keep moving, keep contributing. Keep living on your terms. You don't need $1 million. You need freedom from the programming that tells you you're a failure. If you don't, the real cost of life isn't money. It's the decades you spend giving your energy to everyone but yourself. It's the years you trade away, believing the script was written with your happiness in mind. It wasn't. We talk a lot about freedom, especially in America. But the truth is that most people never experience it. They follow the blueprint they were handed and confuse obedience with purpose. The goal isn't to reject everything. It's to wake up to the fact that you were programmed and start making decisions consciously, not automatically. To ask yourself, do I want this? Or was I told I'm supposed to want it? If you're in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, it's not too late. You can still unprogram yourself. You can still reshape the last chapter of your life. And ironically, the less you cling to these old expectations, the more peaceful and inexpensive life becomes. Because real wealth isn't money. It's clarity, it's health. It's the freedom to live without the chains you never agreed to put on. And once you see the programming, you can finally step outside of it and start living on your own terms. Maybe for the first time. If any of this struck a chord with you, if you felt that quiet pressure your whole life to follow a path you never chose, I'd love to hear your story. Your experience might help someone who's just starting to question their own programming. Drop a comment below, share what you've learned, or what you're unlearning. We're all trying to wake up from the same script. And if you found value in this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow.